Barbara Kay has changed my mind on issues, but just as often, she's articulated for me why I feel the way I do. Barb brings context. She brings courage. She brings clear eyes. And to be frank, she brings eyeballs. I get a lot of notes from readers explaining why they subscribe to the Post. Barb's is one of the names they cite to me most often. There was briefly a moment where we were dumb enough to let her slip away from us. I made a pilgrimage to the Laurentians, and I managed to woo her back. Thank goodness I did. She's leading the Canadian conversation in so many ways. I want to read briefly from one of her columns on antisemitism. It's virtually impossible now for any Jew to straddle the hopelessly wide chasm between acceptance in the progressive fold and their love of Zion. Allyship with the Palestinian cause is now as baked into wokeism as the unfettered right to abortion is to feminism. As a result, institutions that Jews used to depend on for protection from anti-Semitism are succumbing to the far-left zeitgeist. That was from 3 years ago. She understood this moment even then. Congratulations, Barb, on this well-deserved honor.
Barbara, it's an honor and a privilege to congratulate you on receiving the CAEF's Lifetime Achievement Award. I couldn't think of anyone else more deserving, and your illustrious journalism career, it has spanned decades, and you have blazed the trails, you've broken the barriers, and most certainly you've shattered glass ceilings. You pulled no punches. We all know you spoke truth to power, and you championed principled causes over those that are politically expedient. You're an inspiration to all journalists, myself included. And I thank you, Barbara. Congratulations.
Barbara Kay has not only been a friend for over 2 decades, but she is my hero. Barbara has done so much work for women's rights, and her inspirational words, her innovative ideas are a joy for all of us. This award is so well deserved. Barbara, may you go from strength to strength, and may you always succeed in getting your wonderful message across. We are here for you and we love you.
Well, this should do it. Hi, Barbara. Hi, everybody. I was instructed to do this thing in a well-lit place with natural light. So here I am on the verges of my heavily armed compound in the mist-shrouded wildebeest savannas of southwest Vancouver Island. And kind of happy I'm not in Toronto right now, quite frankly. It's too cold. I like this. And I have been just run off my feet ever since I got back from Israel a couple of weeks ago. And when my thoughts turn to you, I think of a colleague who is brave and exacting and actually cares about the truth. And you've been saucy with me from time to time, but you've always defended me in times of difficulty, and I've had times of difficulty with our mutual detractors. And I just wanted to say congratulations for this honor, and any enemy of yours is an enemy of mine. So keep the faith, keep it up, no surrender. Congratulations. See ya.
I want to add my congratulations to Barbara Kay on this award, recognizing her excellence. She is truly an excellent human being, a great role model for a whole generation of writers and columnists and thinkers. Her moral clarity, her courage, her kindness, her wit, her wisdom. She's a very special person, and I'm so happy she's being recognized today.
A lot of people don't realize that Barbara Kay was actually ahead of her time in terms of progressive values that we now take for granted. Purim, for instance, was always a time when she would teach my sister and me about what we now call cultural appropriation. I mean, she didn't actually oppose the practice, but still she was out there creating awareness. And then as I grew up and became a writer myself, my mother was always my biggest cheerleader, giving me the encouragement I needed whenever I was tackling a big project. Anyway, it's just such a thrill to see my mother being recognized like this. I think this award marks her ascent into the pantheon of Canadian heroes fighting the good fight against anti-Semitism. It's a select group, but I'd say that Barbara Kay definitely makes the cut. Congratulations, Mom.
While we at CAEF are honoring Barbara Kay with our annual Advocate Award of Excellence, it is in fact Barbara Kay who is honoring us. We introduced the award just over 3 years ago to recognize leading voices in our mission to combat anti-Semitism and the growing virus of anti-Zionism. Now, there have been 3 recipients of this award. Each was chosen for their outstanding and unrelenting commitment. Each in their own way and each using their skills distinguished themselves as outspoken and unapologetic advocates in this unrelenting battle. The first recipient, Dr. Jacques Gauthier, dedicated himself to the task of deepening the knowledge of the Jewish connection to their indigenous lands and Jerusalem in particular, so to empower us to counter the lies feeding anti-Semitism today. Brooke Goldstein, last year's recipient, has been a powerhouse in using legal action to stand up to the hatred we see all around us, while she ignited a new way to combat anti-Semitism by envisioning ending Jew hatred as a civil rights movement for our times. And now, the baton passes to Barbara Kay, who has used her extensive journalistic skills and talents throughout her distinguished career to counter the new waves of intolerance engulfing us at home and abroad. Yes, it is we who are honored to have you accept this award, an award that we hope will inspire others to be an unapologetic advocate just like you.
Good evening. My name is Brooke Goldstein. Having been selected for this award previously, I am now very happy to welcome Barbara Kay to the Advocate Award Club, which CAEF initiated to recognize extraordinary contributions in support of the Jewish people. Those selected are models of courage for us all who stand up for Israel and for Jewish civil rights. Barbara Kay is a truth teller. She encourages and educates others with her work, especially given the environment that we live in today, in which speaking up is challenging to say the least, and supporting the Jewish state unpopular in some circles. In Barbara's case, however, and especially in the media, it is very challenging to get the truth out, but her work has been consistent in defending justice, in defending human rights and freedom of expression for all people. And she doesn't falter in expressing ideas that are not popular, such as criticizing the negative aspects of DEI, or the diversity, equity, and inclusion programs, which have become an anti-Semitic and anti-democratic ideology that is so pervasive in so many aspects of our society. Barbara has been constant for decades, identifying issues that others may overlook, because it is easier to get along by going along with the crowd, but she has never done that. As a proud Jew, as a Zionist, she is a true thought leader who I personally admire tremendously. The importance of accurate journalism, especially in a time like now, cannot be underestimated. A free and fair press is the foundational pillar of a healthy democracy. And as an objective journalist, Barbara performs one of the most important services to our society. She safeguards our democracy, and she amplifies stories and people that would have otherwise be silenced. There are very few who write with integrity like Barbara does, and we are all indebted to her for her moral courage, for her truth-telling, and her incredible talents in journalism. I am very blessed to know Barbara. I am grateful that she has covered some of our work and our lawsuits at the Lawfare Project, and I am privileged to have been asked to do this video honoring her work. I proudly welcome you, Barbara, to the club, and I pass the baton.